Hi folks, Peter Lawn here. Today I'm going to give you another Icarus build tip, and we're going to talk today about how to turn or make a custom angle turn of a raised platform. So as you can see, I've got a platform that's built here, and it goes up and basically goes 90 degrees over, and it goes back down these stairs here. What I want to do is I want to turn it off into this direction where that little antelope is running, about a 45 degree, and have it look half decent, right? And it's harder to do on a raised platform like this because you can't sink a beam from up here, so you have to do something a little bit different. So that's what we're going to do today, and see how we can do that. So the first thing you need to do is you need to make sure you put some temporary supports in for this point up here, because if we delete this support, we're going to lose some of these raised platforms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in an angled beam that's just going to go up and meet that spot. I think I can do it from about right here. Yeah, that's going to work okay. And go like that. And the reason why I want to do that is because I want to get access to the very top of this beam that's sunk into the ground here. And I can't do that without removing, I have to remove this beam here. So what this allows me to do is get rid of these beams, or at least that beam. I'm going to get rid of both of them, so I can work with a new angled beam at this location here, because we're going to pivot this platform so it shoots out straight from here. So, okay, so the first thing I'm going to do too is I'm also going to position a little bit of a floor piece here, so I can kind of angle that up a little bit, look down. I'm going to turn on my torch light as well so I can see a little bit better. And I'm going to pick my beam and pick a vertical beam, and then I'm going to hit the home key to start a new grid free placement mode. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the top of this beam, and I'm going to use the compass HUD up top there to sort of give me an angle. If you look at here from east to south, it's I've got my grid lined up perfectly with east and south kind of ways. So if I go about exactly halfway to that, that's like a 45-degree angle. So if I go to that tick mark right there, so that's what I'm going to do here. Is I'm going to free place a beam that's pointing to that tick mark right on top of this beam, and I'm going to get as close as possible. Maybe come up a little bit, maybe go down a little bit. Oops. Let's try that right about there. And that's pretty close. So we're going to put the beam up, and we're going to go up here. And we're going to, basically duplicate two beams, one at the 90 degrees and one at the 45 degrees. We're going to put that beam back up there as well, so get rid of Alright, when we go up top here, we can now basically do a 45-degree angle off this new beam that we put up here. So now I've got a 45-degree angle, which is great. So we can go out a little ways. If we put our railing up, we got some railing here, we got here, and it meshes up pretty good, like so. Now, the problem is I want to get rid of this 90 degree because I don't really want this here anymore. So go get rid of that. And the problem I have is, look what happens to my inside. Just looks like crap, right? So how do we address this? So what we're going to do is just pick these guys up for a second. And we have to put another independent grid system to sort of mesh up or marry up a new floor piece that's going to go approximately from there to here. We're going to take a look at it by putting our floor piece, selecting our floor piece. Then we're going to hit home key so we get free place a floor piece to see how that will look. And if you look, kind of, the floor piece is not going to be long enough. I use the page up and page down key. Floor piece is not going to be long enough to reach from here, from this corner over to that. So we gotta kind of live with a little bit of a gap, right? But if you look at the angle of the beam here, you know what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna put a beam up over here, like first. So right at this spot, hit the home key to snap to my grid here, and we're just gonna drop a beam system there, and then another system of beams off this 90 degrees just down here, because we want to get an idea of where we have to go, right? If I look at my floor piece, and I do the home key just to see kind of where this is at, it doesn't quite reach these two beams here, right? But what we could do is put a beam just slightly in from both of those beams. I mean, actually we only need one side of them in order to hold this one beam up and get up top there, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this guy here, and I'm going to delete this floor piece so I can see it, as well as this floor piece. So I can expose this beam that's down here. Actually, I ended up putting one in there from before. I'm going to get rid of it. That's what normally we would have. And I'm going to go again with a vertical beam, free placing, and I'm going to kind of try to get it so it points to that beam right there, which is kind of like, like this, right? But I'm going to move it slightly in, not completely on top, but slightly in, because I know that that a single floor piece doesn't quite reach. So we're going to just have a little bit of a gap between our railings and live with that. So I use my page up, page down to try to get this beam to be sort of almost flush with the top of that beam there, right? And pointing in the right direction. So try right about there, but I'm going to move it up a little bit because I don't want it exactly over top, like so. Okay, so we're going to try what that looks like. Hit the home key to get it to snap, right? We want to snap to that guy there. Put that guy up top like that. And I'm going to get up top here, and I'm going to place a floor piece on top of that guy right there. And we're going to get rid of these beams and try out a railing and see what it looks like. 7. There's one there and one there. Not too bad, right? So we got that vertical going all the way up. We don't need this one here anymore because we already have support at that spot over there. So we can get rid of this beam. Just have those guys there. We can also get rid of, well, we can leave the 90 down below here just because it's supporting our lower floor, right? But as you can see, this gives us a pretty good, you know, turn of a raised platform. That looks half decent from the railing on the inside and on the outside. So that's kind of how you do that. And of course we don't need this one here anymore as a guide. That was just a guide beam right here. So, and that's what you're left with. Now as you go further out, you're obviously going to need to provide some more supports, but at least you've got this part looking half decent. So I hope that was useful of some sorts, and you picked up a tip there, and that's how you would do a little bit of a transition, angle transition for a raised platform. Thanks for watching.